Hello, my name's Robin Vincent and welcome to Molten Music Technology. Today I've just got my hands on the beta version of Voltage Modular. Now we haven't seen hide nor hair of this since NAMM right at the beginning of the year. It sort of arrived saying, hi, yeah, we've got this software modular thing, isn't that great? Everyone went, yeah, maybe. And then it vanished, completely vanished. Meanwhile, Soft-Tube Modular has been bubbling along, VCV Rack has been climbing and climbing out of development, and there seemed to be no sign of this Voltage Modular thing. And then, just in like the last week or so, had a bit of a conversation and ta-da! Here it is, the beta version. It's a closed beta, only really special people like myself have got access to it so far. And I haven't run it yet. Well, I've started it up and put my username in just to make sure that it actually started up. But I've done nothing more. I've got no sound out. I've not played with it in any way. I wanted you to share the first experience I have of it, just to see what it's like. I don't know, I'll run some presets or something, see how that goes, warts and all, because I don't know what will work or what won't. That's what we're going to find out in this very quick, superficial video, all about Voltage Modular from Cherry Audio. So let's bring you in and have a look. So here it is. It looks like this at the top. This seems to be some kind of in and out panel. I have had a quick look through the preview video, so I'm not coming at it completely dry, but you've got CV outs here. This comes, I believe, from your keyboard, feeding into stuff, and MIDI allows you to route to a polyphonic oscillator. You've got some transport controls, audio in, main outputs, yada yada yada. These are some performance knobs here which you can use. Now there's something I want to first of all check to see whether I can move two knobs at once. Yes, I can. It appears to be somewhat multi-touchable. So that's exciting if you're using the Surface platform. So let's select a preset. Presets up here. Ooh. Let's go for creepy sequence. All right. Well, it made a noise. I wonder if there's a go button. There's a step sequencer down here. That's got a play button. So, oh look, what's that? That was interesting. It's a stop. That's a start. That's a step. Now, as you know, I like to intuit my way around things. Oh. And it's going a little bit weird at the moment. Now, one thing certain is that, wow, is that the audio is coming out of the speakers. That's always a bad sign. So that looks like settings, audio, Windows audio, Windows audio or direct sound seem to be my only choices. As you see, there's no option for ASIO. So as far as I'm concerned, for a Windows machine, trying to run a complicated piece of music software, not having the option for ASIO is kind of like an utter disaster. So let's not mess around in here anymore, because that's clearly not going to give us anything helpful. Let's instead go to something like Ableton Live and load it up within a DAW as a plugin. Voltage Modular. Aha! Let's try another preset. First impressions then. Well, I want to throw in a bunch of caveats. First of all, to say that I'm running this on the Surface Pro 2017. It's not a massively powerful computer, and so any slowdown or glitches or bits and pieces is going to be to do with that, not necessarily to do with Voltage Modular. I'm also forcing it into a touch interface because that just happens to be what I'm set up for just at the moment, and so sometimes I'm grabbing hold of knobs and sometimes I'm inadvertently moving things about. But that's okay, it just might make it look a little bit clumsy when it's not really, it's just me with my fudgy fingers floating about. As far as the sound goes, yeah, it's pretty impressive. I'm really liking the drum machine, very much liking the 808 styly thing that's in there. The sounds that are coming out sound, you know, electronic and synthy to me. Certainly a good range of stuff within the presets. I love the polyphonic stuff. It gives it a whole other dimension, I suppose, the fact that it has a polyphonic oscillator in there. So you can get into all kinds of, you know, other realms of synthiness without it just purely being about monophonic modular. So yeah, pretty groovy so far. Now what I'm going to attempt to do in my own fudgy kind of way is throw together a very quick patch. Do you think that's possible? Oh, I'm going to give it a go. So I'm going to hit new. Save your work, no. Open up the library at the side. This is where I bring stuff in from. So just a basic patch. That's all I'm looking for. Hopefully that gets sequenced somehow. I guess I could play it from the keyboard, but I prefer to write a little sequence. So I'll bring you in again and let's see what we can sort out. Well, let's start with an oscillator, which is probably going to be under sources. Scroll down and up a bit like that. Sources, oscillator, there we go. Add one of those. Next I'm going to add a filter. Filter under processors, do we think? Bandpass filter, filter. There we are. So I'm going to take a square wave output. I'm going to plug that into the audio input. And I'm going to take the low pass filter up here to our output. Just going to turn that down. That sounds alright. I love this little flow of data. Presumably, I mean, that's audio. Does it show something different if it's CV? I don't know. Maybe that will become obvious in time. So that sounds alright. Always like a bit of pulse width. So let's put in an LFO to modulate that. LFO sources, because it's an oscillator. Oops. Yeah. I'll take a sine wave out of the LFO, put it into pulse width. There's an amount knob. Yeah, sounds nice. Let's do a sequencer thing. Controller. 8-step sequencer. Oh. Output. We go into the 1 volt per octave. There's no such thing. Keyboard CV, that'll be it. And I guess I run it. we're going to need to envelope it a little bit, so we need an amplifier. Amplifier! Oh, that's gone over there. Let's bring this down here somewhere. CV in, input. So if we take the output of our, no, not that one, there we go, the output from the filter needs to go, output from filter, okay, my fingers are getting in the way. Let's make this just a little bit smaller. Okay, output from there goes into the input from there. Output from the amplifier goes over there. I now need something in order to gate it, so I need an envelope. An envelope would be a processor. Could be. Doesn't seem to be. Utility. Envelope follower. It's not an effect. Controller. Envelope, okay. Envelope is a controller. Of course it is. Is it? I don't know. I don't know. So I'll take the gate out from the sequencer, plug that in there, and then envelope out into the CV in on the amp. There we go, that's what I was after. Add a delay and a reverb. Yeah, pretty damn cool. So there you go, there was a quick patch. Now, this is the first time I've looked at this. I haven't practiced, I haven't tried anything out, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not even using a flipping mouse. And so you have to take that with, you know, a pinch of everything when looking at what I'm doing. I mean, what I'm finding is, when comparing this to something like Voltage Modular, which of course is going to be an obvious comparison, is that I was able to throw together bits and pieces that worked pretty much straight away. I mean, some of that is because my own experience is much better than it was the last time I did a video on Voltage Modular, but also it wasn't difficult. I mean, there's certain things you have to learn. For instance, what are these various modules called? I mean, sources, processors, controllers, utilities. Yeah, I suppose categories are helpful, but actually categories like oscillator, filter, for me, would actually be better than the current categories that they have, because I'm not entirely sure what all these things are. But it does have a search term at the top. You can just type filter and it should come up. So type in there. Can I type in there? Probably. Type in there with this. There we go. Filter. You see, there's 3. So that's probably the better way to approach it than sort of browsing through as I was. The layout and stuff is good. I'm liking it. I'm not so sure about the labeling of some things, because they're not labeled necessarily in a way that you'd expect Eurorack to be labeled. Not that it's not, it's just not exactly. But you can find your way around. It's not that difficult. I'm finding grabbing controls with my finger is pretty easy. That's pretty straightforward. Obviously with a mouse you can be a bit more accurate with that. One more quick patch before we put this thing to bed. I've got to really try out that drum machine. So, new one. Now I believe there are a bunch of drum sounds in here called transistor, and here we go. There's a claves, a conga, cowbell, cymbal, hat, kick, maracas, all sorts of stuff. Now what we want is 4 channels of something. So a kick, a snare, some hats, and a clap. That'll do. Then we need that drum computer thingy, which would be a control. Would it be a controller? Yes, drum trigger sequencer. There we go. That's really nice. Let's put that in there. Then how do we wire it up? Well, we've got gate A. It goes to, I guess, our kick trigger in. We can put in a couple of kicks. Oh, then we're going to need to hear it. So we need a mixer. Would that be, yeah, 6-input mixer. Let's use that. So out into 1, out to 2, out 3, out 4, then out into here. There we go. Channel 2 into the snare. Whoop! Channel 3 into the closed hi-hat. Channel 4 maybe into the open hi-hat. I wonder if there's a way of getting rid of those cables. High cables and dragging, animate, 3D cables. Maybe there's a, I don't know. Transparent cables, yeah. Move cables away. But how? Yeah, there's like accents and stuff, and there seems to be another 4 channels here. I'm not quite sure what that refers to or how that works yet, but you know, that has got masses of potential for fun and grooviness right in there. So Voltage Modular then, yeah, first look, a bit stumbly to start with because I didn't have a clue what was going on, but very quickly I was able to find some stuff. I was able to patch stuff together and make some sound, which is kind of what you want. Not sure what's going on with the standalone version and the lack of ASIO driver. That's had me, I don't quite know what's going on with that, but running inside a door, yeah, no problem at all. MIDI in, it seems to like that a lot. It seems to encourage being played from a keyboard very much, although it does have its inbuilt sequencers as well. But a large number of the presets all seem to deal with it being played in a musical context, which is interesting. I think you can very quickly sort of get the hang of it and potentially come out with some really nice sounds. So yeah, there you go. The beta version of Voltage Modular. My first fumblings with it. I wonder what else I'll be able to come up with later on. So please expect a lot more videos about this as I start to wrap my head around it. And I hope that was some kind of introduction. So thanks to Cherry Audio for letting me have a go. Lots more goodies to come. And in the meantime, go make some tunes.